going to say to Allah, قَدَّمْتُ لِي hayat, as they say in Surah Fajr, you just read. You're going to wish that you were alive. Give me one more second that I can do good before I leave this world. And it's a beautiful surah you read, Brother Ali. قَدَّمْتُ لِي hayat. I have to do something now before I die. Well, the conquests and the struggles that you're going through as the material gains, you need to balance. Yes, use that as a tool, not as your God. Go after the material world, but use it to help humanity and your family and take care of each other. Look, you guys are trying to build across the street a masjid, a gym. You needed $1 million. You couldn't do it. How much did you raise? Anybody knows? Who's from this community? How much did you raise? $5,000. You couldn't even build a gymnasium for the youth. Why? Because we're not self-sufficient. We're taking menial jobs. We're getting an education, and we're not trying in the way that we should be trying. Be the best. Be fantastic in what you do. Do a good job. Struggle in the way of God. But at the same time, don't worship your job. Don't worship your material, because what are you going to do with it when you're in the grave? What are you going to do with $5 in your pocket in your grave? Nothing. So use it before you lose it. Start working now. Now, we as human beings know, as Muslims, we know we're constantly being bombarded. I gave you the example of the antenna on the roofs as the big danger, the shaitan. Yeah, we have to be careful. What's happening? We're being brainwashed. We're being taught, this is the news, and we realize it's not. And we're being taught, this is the way you should live. And what's happening? We're forgetting why we've been created. We forget God. We forget, we become atheists. Many Muslims are forgetting God completely. So I don't believe. I believe in Darwinism. Darwin believed in God. Look in the books. He believed. There's a whole craziness happening that we're forgetting our basic knowledge of humanity, of creation. In the Quran it says, Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim, إن تؤتئ أكثر من في الأرض يدلك عن سبيل الله. And this is very important for us. If you were to follow a majority of the people of the earth, guess what will happen to you, brother? You'll get lost. If you follow the majority, they will take you away from the path of God. He says, okay, I want to please this guy. What would you like? I want you to like the color purple. Alright, what do you like? Pink. You can't even please two people in the same room. Everybody wants a different color. Everybody's going to take you a different path. And everybody's selfish. What am I going to get out of it? Alright, you want to do a program for the youth? Well, make sure I'm the chairman, vice president, or, I'm leaving. And I won't give my $5. Everybody wants power, and they're selfish, and they're greedy. Go to every community. Church, synagogue, masjid, I don't care. Everybody wants the power. Oh, I want the access to be the chairman. I want that parking spot that says I'm the chairman.
I want it to.
You want it to? Okay. First, you want to wear a turban?
No, become
a sheikh. Oh, okay. Well, you can use the parking spot for the bicycles. You're still, young there. All right. Do you know what Islam in a nutshell is? Can anyone tell me? From the hadith? What is Islam? Yes.
Afro-religion, cleanliness.
Yes, that's true. But yeah, cleanliness is next to godliness. But can a sister tell me what's Islam in a nutshell? If you have to tell me what Islam is, what is it to you? The Prophet said is to obey God and kindness to humanity. Do you know when the Prophet came, why people loved him? The Prophet Muhammed sallallahu alayhi wa alihi wa sallam. You know why people loved him? Allahumma salli ala Muhammad wa ala. Because he was so honest and so caring and so loving to humanity. He cared for everybody. There were people who threw rocks at him. He would ask, how are you? Are you doing okay? Maybe you're upset, but let me help you if you need something. One lady was throwing garbage at him. We know the story. And he went to visit her because one day she wasn't throwing garbage anymore. And he went to visit her, and she says, are you going to hurt me now? He said, no, I'm just worried. I didn't see you today. And she was sick. And he says, you care for me after what I did to you? And she became a Muslim and a true human being that day. So we need to think about obeying God, who is the most merciful, who's given Rahmatul Alameen, is the Prophet to us, is given us the Prophet. We need to obey God and start being a good human being. Some people say, well, is it okay I do some sins? What do you think, brother? Is it okay I disobey God a little bit? A little bit is okay, right? You know who told us to do that? You know who told us to do that? Shaitan. That big Iblis, the Lucifer. Why? He used to worship God for thousands of years. We heard the stories. He did one sajda for 1,000 years. You know, prostration to God for 1,000 years. We can't even spend 5 seconds. And then he got arrogant. And we know that. The arrogance is what kills us. Our own ego. He had the biggest ego. But the mistakes that he made, we have to learn from it. His racism. He says, I'm made of fire and humanity is made of dirt. I don't worship that. But you know what he did? He says, look, I worship God so much, but it's okay I make one mistake. I'm not going to do prostration to Adam, alayhi salam. He's made of dirt, black mud. Why would I do prostration? I'm made of fire. You know, the biggest problem amongst us is just racism. We have to destroy that. Come on. We're all under this skin, we're all blood, red, and we're all human beings. And we're all coming from the same Adam and Eve. So, look at the mistake he made. He disobeyed God. And that's a mistake we're making all the time. It's okay I make a few mistakes. Well, when you make a mistake, you're hurting yourself and the people around you. Okay, I'm going to make one mistake. I'm not going to give charity. I don't make enough money. Why should I give charity? Well, if I don't give charity, if I have, say, $5,000 saved in the bank, and I don't give even a couple of percent of that to the poor, I'm preventing another human being from eating. And that person will die. That's because of my selfishness and my greediness for a few dollars. Because a few dollars saves a human being today. We need to think selfish no more. We have to say, you know what? I'm not going to disobey God. And someone says, well, use the example of a bucket of water. Can you imagine you have a bucket of water? Think of that as your good deeds. But now, every time you disobey God, put a hole in the bucket. What's going to happen in the end? You're not going to have any more good deeds. You won't have any more water left. This is what Shaitan wants from us. Yeah, it's okay to make some mistakes. You want to hurt that person? Go ahead. You want to hate that person? You want to be racist? Go for it. But you have a lot of good deeds too. And you have a balance. You know, it's a balancing act. It's not that. Because when you openly disobey God's orders, which are to be good to humanity, we're going to destroy ourselves in the end. So we have to obey God and be kind to humanity. Because we know that the signs are going to come. Have you heard of the Sufyani? Have you heard of the Dajjal? These are the Antichrist. What are they going to do? They're going to do the exact opposite. So we got to say, look, if the evil ones are going to be the ones killing humanity, I need to help save humanity. If the evil ones are going to go and attack Medina, because if you see in some embassies, you go to their embassy, they have a greater country than they have today. And they want to attack Medina one day. And they want to take over Mecca one day. But the signs are there. They're going to try. And eventually they'll get destroyed. The Sufyani, the Dajjal, the evil ones will all be destroyed. So we need to wake up. And some people say, well, when will there be justice in this world? When will there be peace in this world? When are we going to have this? Well, while you're alive, you make it happen. In your own household, have justice. Stop abusing your children and stop abusing your loved ones. Have love and kindness in your own house. At least you can have kindness and justice in your own household. And once you get to that level, you can help the society and the community and the world. We have to do that. We can't wait for someone else to do it for us. Some people say when the Imam comes, there'll be wars and nuclear and millions of billions of people are going to die. So Imam Mahdi is going to come and be the Imam of the time for a graveyard? No. He's coming to be our leader to help us in this world and establish truth and justice. Yes, there'll be an attack, and they'll be attacking Syria very soon. And we see it already. You open the channel, where they look everywhere. You can see that they want to come across North Africa soon. They want to go into Egypt because now you're going to allow Gaza to get whatever they want, and now you're going to have this part of the desert open, and forget it. We're not going to allow this stuff. Well, you can have whatever you want, you can sin whatever you want, but when you start doing dhulm, injustice, God will intervene. What happened with Pharaoh of today? Okay, we saw him fall, but what happened to the Pharaoh of Prophet Moses, Musa alayhi salam? He fell. Well, injustice will fall, and the truth will rise, and goodness will come. So we should be hopeful. Even some people say the raja is coming. Yes, it's coming. If you listen to the du'as, it's there. The prayers, when you see it, we can see that there will be goodness in the future. But are you ready for struggle? Are you ready when the screeches happen and the suffering? Are you going to prostrate to God and say, Subhan al-Qudus, Rabb al-Qudus, and glorify the Holy God? Are you going to go through the struggles without any help? Of course not. God says, I will give you help. Ad'uni astajib lakum. Ask me and I'll give you. He's just waiting for us to acknowledge Him and ask Him. There's one prayer from the Imam, a small prayer. He says, just say this and you will be able to bear patience. We need to have patience with each other. We need to rise and do things, but we have to be intelligent, competent, sincere. Somebody says, what can I do? Well, just be a sincere, competent human being, and you've made a big change on this earth. Because one man, 1400 years ago, was the lightness in the dark world, in the dark ages, and lit up the world. And today you see people caring and praying and loving each other. Go to the community, go in Ramadan. Everybody wants to feed each other. Have you ever been to Mecca or Medina in Ramadan? Everybody wants to feed you. You know, some people think they're begging for you. No, they want to give you food. They want to get the blessings of feeding you at iftar time. That's Islam, brothers. We need to care for each other, not selfish. Give and Allah gives you more. Well, the prayer was, Ya Allah, Ya Rahman, Ya Rahim, Ya Muqallib al-Qulub, Thabbit Qalbi ala Dinik. This is the prayer that we ask God to help us. There's so many prayers, but we need to start waking up first. Because if we don't see the light, then we're in the darkness. And Allah and God is the only one who can take us out from the darkness. Allahu waliyul ladhina amanu yukhrijuhum min adh-dhulumati ila an-nur. We recite this in Ayatul Kursi all the time. God is the one who will be the guardian of those who believe and take them out of the darkness into the light. What is the darkness? All these lies are in front of us. He will show us the light and see the truth. وَالَّذِينَ كَفَرُوا. And the unbelievers, who are their guardians? أَهُمَ التَّاغُوتِ, the evil ones. يُخْرِجُونَهُم مِنَ النُّورِ إِلَى الظُّلُمَاتِ. And they will take you from the light and into the darkness. So what are you going through right now in Montreal? You're being bombarded with darkness because they don't want you to come out of your cocoon. Come out of your cocoon and fly like a butterfly before it's too late. Salawat. Allahumma salli ala Muhammad wa ali Imam. I wanted to end because I know some of you have questions and answers, and if I don't know the answers, you will have the answer, or she will have the answer, but we should help each other. So otherwise I'll ask you something. Anybody, sisters, first? You couldn't even build a gymnasium for the youth. Why? Because we're not self-sufficient, we're taking menial jobs, we're getting an education, and you know, we're not trying in the way that we should be trying. Be the best. Be fantastic in what you do. Do a good job. Struggle in the way of God. But at the same time, don't worship your happening. We're being brainwashed. We're being taught this is the news, and we realize it's not. And we're being taught this is the way you should live. And what's happening? We're forgetting why we've been created. We forget God. We forget, you know, we become atheists. Many Muslims are forgetting God completely. So I don't believe. And I believe in Darwinism. Darwin believed in God. Look in the books. Job. Don't worship your material, because it's gonna. What are you gonna do with it in the grave? What are you gonna do with $5 in your pocket in your grave? Nothing. So use it before you lose it. Start working now. Now, we as human beings know, as Muslims, we know we're constantly being bombarded. I gave you the example of the antenna on the roofs as the big danger, the shaitan. Yeah, we have to be careful. What's balance? Yes, use that as a tool, not as your God. Go after the material world, but use it to help humanity and your family and take care of each other. Look, you guys are trying to build across the street a masjid, a gym. You needed $1 million. You couldn't do it. How much did you raise? Anybody knows? Who's from this community? How much did you raise? $5,000. You're going to say to Allah, قَدَّمْتُ لِي hayat, as they say in Surah Fajr, you just read. You're going to wish that you were alive. Give me one more second that I can do good before I leave this world. And it's a beautiful surah you read, Brother Ali. قَدَّمْتُ لِي hayat. I have to do something now before I die. Well, the conquests and the struggles that you're going through as the material gains, you need to